Well, good morning and hello, and welcome to day six. No, yeah, day six and lesson six of our journey through the workbook lessons of A Course in Miracles. I'm excited. Hope you are excited. Been loving the chats, been loving the comments, the feedback. Uh, Everyone seems to be uh, really engaged in the process, and that's a great thing. And so let's jump on in to lesson six. And before we get started, I just want to remind you guys that um, the the purpose of us going through this training. You remember there was a statement made in the introduction that says, "An untrained mind can accomplish nothing. An untrained mind can accomplish nothing." So that means that a trained mind can accomplish everything. And so that's one of the focuses of the end game of taking this journey of rejuvenation and renewal of the mind is that we are desiring to discipline and to train our mind so that we can accomplish the things that are here to accomplish. It also stated in the introduction that the purpose of the workbook is to train your mind in a systematic way to a different perception of everything and everyone in the world. So the purpose is to, again, train our mind. So the mind has to be trained. It cannot be left to itself. We know what happens to the mind when it's left to itself. It has to be trained in a systematic way. In other words, we're going to bring some discipline and some structure to our mind. It's not built in. It has to be, it has to be added. It has to be transformed. We have to do it. Left to itself, we already know what the mind will do. So again, train the mind in a systematic way to a different perception of everyone and everything in the world. Because the way we perceive now, the way we perceive now um, is the way that the world perceives. They make exceptions. They're respective of person. They don't see everyone as the same. And so we've been trained in that same mindset. And so we know that the end of that is unhappiness, anxiety, fear, separation. So we are being trained in a systematic way to a different perception. In other words, the way we see everyone and everything is systematically, it's teaching us that they're all the same, and that the ideas that we are learning can be applied to all of them, no exception. This transfer of learning and perception comes through not making any exceptions. Okay. It also says in the introduction that the exercises are planned specifically to help you generalize the lesson so that you will understand that each of them is equally applicable to everyone and everything. No exceptions. So important that we understand this. We cannot be effective in the results of the training if we don't apply the lessons as they are you instructed to do. This is the discipline part. This is the systematic part. This is the training that Jesus went through. Okay. And we're called to that same training, that same discipline, that same discipleship is what we're a part of. Some of you've already experienced just breakthroughs in your thinking, breakthroughs in how you feel. Some of you have just let some things go this week. just from the first 5 exercises. I know you have. This is about my 4th or 5th time going through this workbook lesson. And I'm not the same person I was when I started on Monday. So that is how effective this training of the mind can be if we stay and stick to it. Okay. So it's all about true perception is what we're after. True perception is peace. I said peace the other day, but true perception. In other words, having the skill set to perceive. Perception has to do with how you see something, how you interpret, what meaning you give to it or don't give to it. Okay, so it's about true perception, that we're able to navigate through the world in our relationships with all things and seeing all things through the mind of Christ, seeing all things how God sees them. Okay. And in order for us to do that, we have to give up the way that we're seeing now. Okay. And remember, the first part of these workbook lessons are designed to help us to undo the way we see now. And then the last part of the book will be more focused on acquiring true perception. Okay. We're giving up one perception for another. Okay. That's the miracle. That's why this book is called A Course in Miracle. A miracle is basically giving up one perception for another, giving up your own ego perception based on your conditioning, based on the training of the world, based on separation and fear and doubt and all the other negative things that have no stability, giving that up for that which is stable, that which is eternal, that which is unchanging. Okay, so that's what we want, the mind of Christ. Christ says, let this mind be in you that was also in me. Well, what mind are we talking about? The mind, the perception, to where we can perceive correctly. Okay, this is fun, isn't it? Yes. All right, so here's lesson 6. Lesson 6 starts out by saying, I am upset because I see something that is not there. I am upset because I see something that is not there. Wow. The exercises with this idea are very similar to the preceding ones. Again, it is necessary to name both the form of upset, whether it be anger, fear, worry, depression, or so on. They're all upsets, but they're different forms, but they're all the same. It says, and the perceived source varies specifically for any application of the idea. For example, I am angry at blank because I see something that is not there. So as you go through the exercise today, you will search your mind and find any upset, and you apply the idea to that upset. Another example would be, I am worried about blank, whatever you're worried about, okay? Because I see something that is not there. Those are the statements. Those are the idea that we apply to our upsets. We make those statements, fill in the blank. Simple, okay? Today's idea is useful for application to anything that seems to upset you. Anything, whether it be a small annoyance or a big upset, they're all the same. And the application can be applied to both the same. Remember, everything is the same. It's the same. It's just different forms of the same thing. It says, and can be profitable by use throughout the day for that purpose. However, the 3 or 4, okay, today, 3 or 4 practice periods which are required should be preceded by a minute or so of mind searching as before, and the application of the idea to each upsetting thought uncovered in the search. So in this practice, you want to pause, take a pause, get quiet, search your mind, and whatever comes up in you as an upset, an annoyance, in whatever form it might be, through worry or through a fear or through a depression or anger, doesn't matter about the form. Whatever comes to your mind, take and apply the idea to that upset to this idea for today. Okay, so we pause, we get quiet, we search our mind for ups to, to see whether the small or the large upset, anger, whatever, and then we apply the idea for the day. 3 or 4 practice periods that we're going to do that today. Okay. Again, if you resist applying the idea to some upsetting thought more than to others, remind yourself of the 2 cautions stated in the previous lesson. So if you're tempted to not apply this idea to any thought for whatever reason, remember, the key to this training and this discipline is that it has to apply to everything. Just be reminded, if you're tempted to do that, just be reminded that there are no small upsets, okay? They are all equally disturbing to my peace of mind, okay? And I cannot keep this form of upset and let the others go. For the purposes of these exercises, then, I will regard them as all the same. All the same. That is so important. This is so important in our training of the mind, in our undoing of the way we see now, and preparing for true perception, which is coming, which is already there. We're just cleaning the space. We're just clearing out the floor. We're just sweeping it all clean. Why? Because we only want that which is pure, only that which is lovely, only that which is, let me read that so I don't mess it up. This is what we want. We want that which is true. We want that which is honest. We only want that which is just, that which is pure, that which is lovely, and that which is of a good report, that which is full of virtue and full of praise. That's what we desire in our thoughts and in our seeing, our perception. And it's already present. It's just been covered up by the way that we see now. Once we uncover the way we see now, which is not the mind of Christ, all that is left is the mind of Christ. Hallelujah. Okay, thank you so much. And this is the end of workbook lesson 6. Have a great day. Enjoy, have fun with your practices and your exercises today. And we'll see you on tomorrow. Love you. Bye-bye.